Men's tennis right now is like a roller coaster. Shocking drops, massive climbs, and young stars shaking up the old order. Let's walk through the ATP rankings, starting from position number 30 all the way to the very top. Stick around, because the journey is packed with surprises. At position 30, we have Luciano Darderi, only 23 years old with 1,584 points. He's climbed 4 spots after grinding through an incredible 35 tournaments. The Italian youngster is all about heart and hustle, with a heavy baseline game that screams future star. Just above him, at number 29, sits Frances Tiafoe. The 27-year-old American has slipped 12 places after losing 700 points, now at 1,640. Known for his flashy play and that big smile, Frances is a crowd favorite. Even when he's down, he brings the showmanship tennis fans love. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe. You'll never miss an update on your favorite stars. Moving on, at number 28, it's the Bulgarian maestro Grigor Dimitrov. With 1,645 points, he's down 3 spots. At 34, his silky one-handed backhand is still a work of art. They once called him Baby Federer, and you can see why whenever he steps on court. Right above him at number 27 is Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas with 1,830 points. He's climbed 1 place, but his career feels like it's standing at a crossroad. His one-handed backhand is lethal, and his aggressive net play always brings fireworks. With his rock star look and flair, he's one of the most watchable players out there. Next up at number 26, we find Canada's Denis Shapovalov. He's sitting on 1,838 points, rising 3 positions. Shapo is unpredictable. One moment blasting jaw-dropping winners, the next moment spraying errors. But when his fearless lefty game clicks, he can take down anyone. Just ahead of him at number 25 is Italy's Flavio Cobolli, sitting at 2,040 points. At 23 years old, he's climbing step by step. Cobolli plays with grit, speed, and determination. Italy has given us Sinner, Musetti, Berrettini, and Cobolli might be the next big story. On top of him at number 24 is France's Ugo Humbert with 2,045 points. A lefty known for his calmness and focus, Humbert doesn't panic even in tough matches. He's the kind of player who quietly builds wins without drama. Next in line, at number 23, another Frenchman, Arthur Fils. Just 21 years old and already with 2,070 points, although he slipped 3 spots. His game is explosive, athletic, and filled with highlight moments. France is desperate for a new superstar, and Fils might just be the one. Above him, at number 22, is the Czech warrior Tomáš Mačák. With 2,110 points, he's a rock-solid competitor. At 24 years old, his game is all about tactical discipline and composure. He's not flashy, but he's deadly effective. And climbing just above Mačák, at 21, we've got Francisco Cerundolo of Argentina with 2,135 points. At 27, he thrives on clay, grinding opponents down with heavy spin and endless rallies. South American tennis is alive and well through Cerundolo. Quick reminder, if you're still watching, you're a true tennis fan. Go ahead and subscribe now so you never miss these weekly ranking stories. At position 20, it's Spain's Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. He's got 2,225 points and has climbed 2 places. Fokina is unpredictable. One point he's smashing aces, the next he's pulling off a drop shot that leaves his opponent frozen. He's one of tennis's true entertainers. Above him at 19 is Kazakhstan's showman, Alexander Bublik, with 2,245 points. He's jumped 5 places and once again proven he's the sport's biggest trickster. Underarm serves, no-look shots, sarcastic laughs, Bublik is unpredictable, and that's what makes him a fan favorite. Now here's a surprise. At number 18, we have Daniil Medvedev. Yes, the former world number 1 has dropped 5 spots, now holding 2,370 points. At 29, Medvedev is still a master defender, with flat, awkward strokes that frustrate opponents. His unique edge? He thrives on chaos and loves playing the villain. Just above Medvedev at 17 is the young Czech Jakub Mensik. At only 20 years old, he already has 2,380 points. Tall, powerful, and mentally tough, Mensik looks like a future top 10 star. For such a young player, his composure is remarkable. And right ahead of him is another Czech, Jiří Lehecka, at number 16 with 2,415 points. He's jumped 5 spots. At 23, his baseline power and consistency are pushing him into the spotlight. Czech tennis is booming right now. At 15, we've got America's Tommy Paul with 2,510 points. He slipped 1 place but remains the steady grinder of US tennis. At 28, Paul's athleticism and fitness let him hang with the very best. He's the type of player who wears you down. Above him at 14 is Russia's fiery Andrei Rublev with 2,610 points. At 27, Rublev's forehand is a cannon. His energy, his temper, his passion, everything about him screams intensity. He plays every point like it's match point. At 13, it's Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime, who just made a massive leap, up 14 spots, with 2,755 points. At 25, Felix is smooth, elegant, and finally showing the consistency fans have been waiting for. His patience is paying off. Next up, at 12, is Norway's Casper Ruud, with the same 2,755 points, though he's down 1 place. At 26, Ruud is a clay court monster built on patience and discipline. Off the court, his calm and humble attitude makes him a fan favorite. Right above him, at 11, we find Denmark's Holger Rune. Just 22 years old, with 3,090 points, Rune is fiery, outspoken, and fearless. Love him or hate him, he always brings drama, and he loves the spotlight. If you want to keep writing the drama with us every week, hit that subscribe button. This tennis journey never stops. Kicking off the top 10 is Russia's Karen Khachanov, with 3,280 points climbing 1 spot. At 29, he's a big server with nerves of steel. He may not always be flashy, but in pressure moments, Khachanov delivers. Above him, at number 9, is Italy's stylish Lorenzo Musetti, with 3,505 points. At 23, his one-handed backhand is already legendary. Musetti's tennis is art, graceful, flowing, and always easy on the eye. At number 8, we have Australia's Alex de Minaur, with 3,545 points. Nicknamed the Demon, de Minaur is lightning fast, chasing down balls no one else could dream of reaching. At 26, he's the heartbeat of Aussie tennis. Next at number 7 is Britain's Jack Draper, holding 3,690 points despite dropping 2 places. At 23, Draper's powerful left-handed game is giving British fans hope for another superstar era. At number 6 is America's Ben Shelton, just 22 years old with 4,280 points. Shelton's game is pure electricity, huge serve, fearless shots, and celebrations that pump up the crowd. He's bringing swagger back to American tennis. Above him at number 5 is fellow American Taylor Fritz, sitting at 4,675 points, though he slipped 1 position. At 27, Fritz is steady, powerful, and America's number 1. His calm confidence makes him one of the most reliable players on tour. Now at number 4, the legend himself, Novak Djokovic. At 38 years old, he's still climbing, up 3 spots to 4,830 points. His fitness, focus, and fight are rewriting the rulebook on longevity. Djokovic is proof that greatness has no expiry date. At number 3, we have Germany's Alexander Zverev with 5,930 points, though he's dropped 1 position. At 28, Zverev's huge serve and backhand remain among the most feared weapons in tennis. His comeback from injury is one of the sport's most inspiring stories. Above him at number 2, it's Italy's Jannik Sinner, 24 years old with 10,780 points, though he's slipped down 1. Calm, clinical, and ice-cold in pressure, Sinner is Italy's pride and a guaranteed future legend. And finally, standing on top of the mountain at number 1, Carlos Alcaraz. Just 22 years old with a massive 11,540 points, Alcaraz is rewriting the future of tennis. His mix of speed, power, and creativity is unlike anything we've seen. He plays with the joy of a kid, but the dominance of a champion. And there you have it. From number 30 all the way to number 1, the ATP rankings are filled with stories of comebacks, surprises, and young stars ready to take over. Which of these players do you think will rise or fall next? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join our tennis family for more weekly updates.